Hey, it's Matt Bahan from the Morning X, backstage at Spring Fling, the Tececig Spring Fling, and I'm here with one of the greatest rock stars of the now, maybe ever, for that matter. Yeah, I know. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Corey Taylor. What's up, man?
No pressure, dude. I mean, after that kind of build, I was like, well, he's won many leather awards and smells of lavender. It's delicious.
It is delicious.
It is delicious.
Dude, no, I say that because, obviously, what aren't you doing right now? I don't know. When do you, the big question, and I asked you this on the radio a few weeks ago, but I'll ask it again. When do you sleep, actually? When do you actually just say, I'm going to sleep a little bit now?
Well, I slept last night, but then at 6:30, I got up and took my son to school, so, and then I drove myself here, so, yeah. God, I don't know. To be honest, I mean, I guess I just fall over at my computer or something, and I wake up and I'm like, all right, I'll go back to work. So, you know, I sleep when I'm not breathing, I guess. So.
Right. Well, I mean, the resume is already insane. But just looking at this year, you have the double album, the concept albums going on. There's comic books going on, a whole series of all this. There's documentaries. There's Sound City. There's, I mean, it's pretty impressive stuff. New book, my God. I mean,
July 16th. Yeah, July 16th. The funny thing happened on the way to heaven. That'll piss off some people. So, I mean, yeah. And then doing shows with both bands. Like, I'm an idiot, to be honest. I mean, it's just, how much more could I squeeze into 365 days, man? It's ridiculous.
Well, we're thankful, very thankful that you're doing what you're doing, man. So, I mean, let's talk about real quick. You said you're going to piss people off with this book. Let's talk about the book. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
All right, so what is the concept? What's the motivation of the book, man?
The book is basically about my experiences with ghosts and stuff like that, like the places I've lived, the things I've seen, and me basically trying to figure out what that energy is. And because I've never been satisfied with you know, the religious side of stuff or the mythological side of stuff, or even like a lot of the stuff that you see on these cheesy TV shows, you know, like, I mean, they're so busy with the reaction that they're not trying to figure out what it is, you know, and that's where I was kind of coming from, you know, because I've had so many experiences over the years that I just was like, you know, I want to sit down and like figure this out, and I come at it from like a scientific point of view and whatnot. I get into the soul, and I get into laws of thermodynamics. Like, I mean, it's ridiculous. Yeah,
wow.
I did a lot of research on it, and I kind of formed this theory that I then expound on. And but then I mean, there's a bunch of chapters where one chapter is devoted to the time I spent at the mansion in LA when we were making Volume 3. So there's a whole chapter in there about that.
Wow.
There's various chapters about the places I've lived, the places we've played, because we've played some venues that have had some weirdness going on. The Rave in Wisconsin is a good chunk in there.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when I was writing it on the road during the Papa Roach tour. I was finishing it up, and we were at the Rave, and some weirdness happened that night. Like, literally that night, I was like, oh, that's going in the book. Like, it was, so it's really cool, man. I wanted to make something different, and kind of do the same kind of format that Seven Deadly Sins was, but then I didn't want to kind of repeat that. I wanted to, kind of try something different, and it came together really well.
That's awesome, man. I'm excited to dive into that. There's no doubt about it. So the show tonight, thanks for being here, man. It's Peoria, Illinois, the Midwest. We talk about this a little bit, man. It's something about the Midwest. I feel, to me, being a programmer running this radio station for the last 14 years of my life, there's something about rock radio and there's something about rock music in general about the Midwest. You're a hero of this area, whether you know it or not, buddy. But no, it's true. I mean, but dude, you're around the whole world. I mean, there's something about the Midwest, right? I mean, it's kind of special here, don't you think?
We don't take our music for granted. We don't take anything for granted, really. Because for the longest time, before the internet, before the easy access and everything, you had to go out and find that music. There was a journey involved in it. You had to earn it. Like coming from Des Moines, I had to drive to either Chicago or Omaha or Kansas City or St. Paul or Minneapolis just to find decent music, because there was nowhere in Des Moines, unless you were into, like Air Supply, there wasn't anything to find, So I think it's that culture. There's almost like a blue collar approach to how we love our music, and we wear it with pride. And that's why the Midwest is definitely the capital of rock radio. I mean, we keep it alive when both coasts are so busy chasing trends and whatnot. I was just in LA listening to K-Rock, and it was pathetic.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I mean, don't even get me started.
Yeah,
I mean, it was either from '95 or it was the latest indie hipster commercial band. You know, where this is their latest single. You could see it in the next Geico commercial. I'm like, suck it, really? I'm so pissed. Yeah. But in the Midwest, it's not like that.
No,
man, you know. I mean, we keep it alive, and you know, that makes me proud. You know, because I'm still from here, and you know, I come back, and it's good to know that kind of generosity when it comes to that love of the music is not dissipated at all because of technology. So I'm still proud of that.
Yeah, as are we, man. It's an exciting time for us. I mean, to have you guys here, Peoria, Illinois, and doing this concert, man. This lineup is great tonight. You guys are out with Pete Roach all the time, and it's got to be great to be hanging out with your peers, man. So
a lot of friends, man. Yeah, it's really cool. And in this moment, and you know, All That Remains, we've done a bunch of shows with them. Sick Puppies, I've only met in passing, but I mean, there's so many good friends here tonight that it's just going to be a jam. It's going to be a total party. So.
It's cool. Well, hey, man, I mean, just want to say hi. It's cool to get you in this situation, this setting right here, and just want to say thanks for everything you're doing, man. It's great. Anything you were saying, or I've read anyway, next year, probably Slipknot stuff, maybe, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the plan is right now, get together next year and start throwing some music at each other and see what happens, you know. So we're kind of we're finally at the point where we're all kind of, you still feel it,
right?
But the grieving process has kind of died down. You know, now it's time to continue what Paul helped us build.
Right.
You know, so now we're kind of feeling that excitement about making new music, as before, where it was just like we didn't even want to hear about it. Now we're finally at the point where we're starting to feel good about it, and we've all come a long way in our lives as well. So I mean, it's, you know, everybody's healthy. Everybody's sober for the most part. Well, not sober, but if they're not sober, they're not drinking. Kind of like me. Yeah. So I mean, it's a whole new day for Slipknot, man. So we're really, looking forward to that. So we're doing a handful of shows this year, and then next year we'll just see what happens. We'll let the alchemy begin, basically. So it should be weird.
Very cool. That's good stuff, man. So anything you want to say about the Sound City thing real quick? I mean, the documentary, it was just unbelievable. I mean, that was... and by the way, from can to can, that lyrically, very, I mean, those lyrics are tough, man. That's like personal stuff going on there.
Yeah. I wrote that song at a time when I was losing a lot of people in my life, man. So it was a dark, I wanted to kind of do an ode to that and kind of, just kind of put that emotion out there where you lose people, but you have to go on, and it's hard sometimes.
Absolutely.
But you've got to do it. So it is what it is. But I mean, honestly, that was like one of the best experiences I've ever had. And it's one of the best songs that I've ever been a part of, So being able to do that, not only with Dave, but with Rick, I mean, who is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated guitar players.
Absolutely. Cheap Trick in general.
That band is one of the most underrated. Yeah. If they're not in the Hall of Fame soon, I'm going to start raising hell. I'll probably set that building on fire. Yeah. So you heard it here first, kids. If I go to jail, you know why. And then Scott, is such a great bass player. A lot of people know of Caius, but they've never really got into Caius. Like there's a lot of moving parts in that band. It's not just Hami. It's, everything. So for me, I thought it was a very strange lineup, but it made sense when you put it all together, and it was just so good. And then doing it live was just fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's great. Great song. We're playing the hell out of it, man. It's great. I mean, every 30 minutes goes by on the X, and your voice is on there. So,
good. So people are gonna be like, "We're so tired of you, man. Just get out of the building."
Well,
I'll get in my car and go home. I'll be fine.
Compare that to what's going on in LA, dude. I mean,
true. There is that. I'm not selling hamburgers yet, so I guess that's a good thing.
Dude, thanks so much for being here. Thanks for being at this concert tonight. It means a ton, man.
No worries. Thank you.
All right, it's Corey Taylor. It's backstage at Spring Fling with 105.7.
The 105.7 The X Tech E6 Spring Fling is ready to blast your skulls. Stone Sour.
Hey, this is Corey Taylor from Stone Sour.
105.7 The X.